Hello, and I guess I'm doing the intro since I did the countdown.
Actually, what if I did the intro?
No, thank you. Welcome to yet
No.
another Toonkind. Do you really want to do it, beloved?
Hi, and welcome to another Toonkind at 12 FPS. My name is Avi, and today I will be playing a horrible detective named
Yeah,
Azumi.
can I make a side note? Very glad that we have more backup recorders because I'm looking at my OBS right now and it's not recording my desktop audio.
Oh no!
So,
Oh my gosh.
so, you know what? Thank goodness for backups.
I was about to say, if you said you didn't click on start, I was going to reach through the screen.
No, I did click record. It just was not picking up. It's not picking up your voices, so I guess that's fine.
No, I guess there went your audio for now.
I'm Avi Aviator, and I'm going insane.
Well, that's good because so is Azumi.
God fucking damn it! I'm gonna strangle you.
I love you.
We're just a character. I'm anxious, you're going a bit crazy, and Fletch is just slightly bit done with life events. I mean, we're all just a character.
Exactly. But hi! I'm Fletcher, and today I'm going to be playing my horrible little baby detective, Camille, who is so very done with these two he cares for them both so very much. He loves them. He's been adopted by both of them. But you are both adults. Please talk like them.
Oh no. Which also, I am Spec, your third member of today's FPS, and I will be playing Private Investigator Grim Tome. Anybody who's listened to any FPS where the name Azumi's been brought up can see why we're about to have a lot of content warnings on this.
Yeah. Fun fact about this, because it's impromptu, we don't know what is happening any more than you do.
Let's go!
But I can say, I can turn him into a cat whenever needed to defuse a situation.
Oh my god.
Things start falling apart. He starts just crying, instant cat. You see both of them instantly go, no, we can't fight, we have to take care of Kitty. Okay.
Azumi's never seen the cat before. Okay, we're gonna just keep going.
Yeah.
Alright. Well, with that set introduced, I guess I can begin by stating what a basics of what's going on. I'm not giving a full crime scene before either of you say anything. Tome is once again starting to visit Toontown and kind of get used to going to see Villagetown again. Not Toontown, Villagetown. I'm already in character, thanks. Going to Villagetown more often. I sure hope he's been going to Toontown. Villagetown more often. After he's started getting along a lot better with people again, and he's no longer spiraling and running away. No, that's a different person's problem now.
Yeah.
No, but now that Tome is visiting Villagetown again, that does mean murder cases popping up for him in Villagetown again. Which is how he happened to run into two other detectives. Now, what happens on that murder case is a story for another time, because we don't have time to unpack all that. But I do present to you now three very, very tense characters, combining to be 1.5 to 1.5 real kind. Standing at what was a crime scene, with Tome standing very stiffly as he kind of flips through his notebooks and finishes writing his notes on what it was. I will say, to kind of give a summary of how things would have gone for the crime scene, we most definitely had Tome making stupid theories. And the others happened to steer him the right way. Anyways, how are you?
Oh,
how are
boy.
both of you handling that post?
Yeah, I feel he's, on one hand, good, these two are finally together, now he can try and force them to talk. On the other hand, he is, it was so nice to not have to worry about murders happening around him for a while. Because that he was not that he was a witness for this one. That it just happened. And
Yeah.
but yeah, so same old, same old. Probably been he's probably super tense right now also because I'm going to guess that Azumi and Tome are both incredibly tense and Camille is just sitting here trying to keep things together.
Haha, yeah, and COV is simply finishing wrapping up with I guess closing statements on the case, talking with the local police department. Man, he seems so friendly with the police department here, at least to their faces.
Yeah, Camille knows better.
Camille knows better.
Can Tome insight that?
Yeah, Tome can insight that. Oh, that's a 19. Yeah, no, Azumi is definitely trying to pretend to be friendly with the police. Internally, though, he is very much an ACAB kind of person.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Azumi. Yeah. Tome, I'm gonna be honest, is not arguing to that because he's seen how they talk about Camille and he's very protective of the kids. So, no, Tome does not see anything. He is looking away and staring at his notebook.
Yeah. But it's probably as he finally wraps up talking to whatever officer he's talking to, and he just says, well, I think we're done here.
It would appear so.
Right. Camille, are you ready?
Well, I was thinking that maybe you two should, talk.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it's best I take my leave. And Tome is tipping a tip of his hat.
Camille is sending Tome a glare.
Wait, I need both of you to look at the calendar for 5 seconds.
For reference, dear audience, one of our dear beloved friends, Staria, has just said, I want you all to know that if I wake up tomorrow and this FPS is still going, I'm making a shame box specifically for you.
New goal. We have to one day when we don't have a time limit.
Please don't.
No!
Please, I would die.
All right, you guys don't. I'm looking at Common and KT and
No,
I'll talk to them later.
no.
Anyways,
I will personally ban all of you if you do that. Katie, I will personally ban you if I must. Anyways.
No, I'm joking. I wouldn't do that. Anyways. Yes, let's continue.
Yeah.
With Tome trying to get the situation.
Yeah, Camille is sending Tome well, actually, he's giving me looking at Tome so very disappointed.
No, oh, kid, don't do that to me. No, don't.
You did run off on him once, and now you're doing it again.
Oh, he takes his hat off and holds it to his chest as if wounded. Kid, don't do this to me right now.
I don't exactly see what we have to talk about.
Detective Azumi has a point. I've made it clear that everything,
You both know very well what you have to talk about. I told you both ahead of time about, maybe talking to each other, confirming some things.
Well, Well, if you've talked ahead of time, then you've already communicated that I do not hate him, and so we're all good. Everything's good. We've covered all these conversations.
Azumi just stands there and crosses his arms.
Tome just does not want to be in this situation. He does not want to talk. He is not giving me, I wish to be open about my emotions right now, which is in character, but
Do you want to insight Azumi?
of course.
Yeah, sure. Camille.
Whoa!
God.
Okay! So
I
for the
argue
audience,
advantage because little brother.
yeah, for the audience, before advantage, Camille got a nat 1, and, Tome got a nat 20. So Dice Parser really just said duality.
Yeah.
Man.
Alright, you got a 19 on advantage. Yeah. Sorry, guys. For some reason, Azumi doesn't believe that Tome doesn't hate him.
Tome is giving me the most tired sigh. He doesn't, I don't even know if he does it out loud, but very much the internal, gods, I have to do this, don't I? I have to actually talk and... He's important to the kid. He's important to the kid. And the kid wants him on my case. And I trust the kid. Okay. He takes a deep breath. And he looks down at Camille, and there's very much a silent asking of, do you really want me to do this?
If he's taking too long, Azumi's just going to say, alright, why don't we just get straight to the point? Inspector, do you want me on the case or not?
I knew you were gonna go there.
Camille's giving Tome a very, very pointed look right now.
Tome is giving him back a pointed look of, you know how I feel about this.
Camille raises an eyebrow.
Perhaps this is not a conversation for the public.
Then where do you suggest we go?
You see Tome, and while he was very serious and tense up to this, he does do that toonish blink. And his full toon side shows. He didn't think that far.
Is just, well, okay. I think there's probably two options. I think probably bringing Azumi to Leo's house would be a bad idea right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Did I know that one?
The Reginald's is out because Reginald. Let's see. They probably wouldn't be willing to talk in the Painted Lady. So I guess there's Tome's place, and then there's Camille's old apartment.
Just go with Camille's old apartment, because that's still in Billstown.
Not to mention Moria's at Tome's apartment right now.
Yeah.
And Camille kind of is just, well, there's my apartment.
Tome kind of blinks a bit in surprise at that, but gives a nod.
Fine. Let's go, shall we?
At least it's out of the public. Indeed, let's go. Tome is handing me, looking down at Camille like, do you want to get picked up?
God, just... I know that Azumi probably wouldn't do it because he's in the middle of his spiral right now, but I kind of imagine them both just reaching their hand out for Camille to take at the same time.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens.
Tome is handing me the moment he sees that, he does pull his hand back.
Yeah, Camille kind of blinks at that, but he does take Azumi's hand.
I love the gallery who's like, Camille has 2 hands. I point out Tome is still not quite used to being accepted as a family member. And there will be moments where he does hesitate.
Haha, yeah. Yeah. Anyways, we're going to the apartment!
Yeah, we're going to the apartment.
Yeah.
We're focusing. Hey, we actually got in the right direction within 15 minutes. I think we're doing very good for us.
Yes, we are. But yeah, so Azumi, do you want to lead, or do you want Camille to take charge?
The idea of this 6-year-old dragging this detective around while this older detective seems to like follow behind with his arms crossed is actually a really hilarious idea, though, to me.
Alright.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, so Camille's leading them all to his apartment, and is okay. Okay. No fumble this time. He pulls out his key, and he unlocks the door and lets both of them in.
And Azumi walks in like it's the most normal thing ever.
Tome does not share that and hesitates as he kind of looks over before he checks to see, especially after Leo's house, does he take his shoes off? Does he take his coat off? Does he take his hat off?
Yeah, there is a little space for you to take your shoes off.
We once again have the funny gag of he takes his shoes off and nothing changes except for his hair seems a bit taller because he takes his hat off. He's still 7 feet somehow, but he's not on heels anymore. Tunes are weird.
Tunes are weird.
Once again, the Patty, he looks down at Camille and tugs on his coat like, do I take it off?
It's up to you.
He is not taking off that coat. He needs comfort right now.
Alright.
He is not ready for this.
Yeah, and you can roll perception on the place if you want to. Both of you.
Absolutely.
Oh, Azumi, you're not doing great, buddy. If I can type.
Oof.
Oh, not doing great. Gets a 14.
Okay, to be fair, his modifier is a +10. That's a 4 on the dice.
I know. It's just very funny, the kinds of rolls that is considered good and bad in the AI server. Okay, so 24 and 14. Izumi, this is, I'm gonna flavor this as, Izumi, there's not really that much change between the place now and the place back when Camille was actively living in it. Like, there's still just the bare essentials. Maybe some of the more personal stuff was taken, but there wasn't much of that to begin with, so it looks pretty much the same. Tome, yeah, this sure is kind of sparsely decorated. It sure does seem like the kid's moving. It definitely seems like it definitely seems like currently, as is, it wasn't made for more than one occupant.
Tome kind of nods and just places his hand on the wall as he looks around and yeah. Tome is just handing me this silent kind of at least the kid was in a better place than like my apartment. Which gosh, Tome, focus on yeah. Anyway.
Trying to focus, but he keeps shifting into dad mode.
Basically.
Yeah, Camille gestures over at the couch and is just like, do you want anything to drink?
Shakes his head.
Looks over at Azumi.
He just shrugs.
Camille pauses before nods like, then I guess we better go sit down.
Tome is handing me he does not want to sit.
Tome.
Mm-mm.
Then
He wants to
Azumi's not
stand.
going to sit.
This is gonna be a very fun FPS.
Yeah, Camille, like, goes halfway into the room before he stops, looks over at them, and crosses his arms and is just like, you're really both just gonna stand there uncomfortably and dance around your feelings, or are you going to sit and talk like adults?
Tome does not say that out loud, but there is a notable inside his head. Ouch. I'm gonna make a whiz save. That's a dirty 20. He's fine. The kid did not just call them both out.
Listen, Camille, he was standing it before, but really, you're not even going to sit on the fucking couch? This is ridiculous.
Azumi sighs and just walks over.
With Azumi taking the lead, Tome does sit down.
Yeah. And Camille is probably plopped right between both of them.
Yes, that is very good. We need something in between them.
Well?
I didn't get an answer before.
Camille
Tome
looks
is
over at Tome.
looking at Camille like we... For the audience's context, Tome doesn't necessarily want Azumi on his case because he doesn't like how good Azumi is at reading him, but he knows Camille wants Azumi on the case, and Camille's input means a lot to him. You can roll insight.
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely gonna roll insight on the other way.
I will roll deception to counter.
Don't bother.
Oh, how disgusting was it?
God!
Oh.
Another nat 20 on...
Okay, you know what? It's a 30. I get to give you stuff. It's definitely one of those when I like to flavor 30s as you see what the person would normally see, and then you also see a very bit of the underlying layer.
Mm-hmm.
So you can obviously tell Tome does not want to answer this question. And that's partially because he doesn't think you're going to like the answer. But it's also because he doesn't think the kid will like his answer because he doesn't quite have an answer. You can tell he has very mixed feelings of you on the case. It's not quite a yes or no. And so it's hard for him because if he was to say yes, that wouldn't be true. And if he was to say no, that wouldn't quite be true. It's complicated. And he doesn't know how to say that.
Fine.
So it's very much a looking at the kid like, I can't do this.
And then Azumi sighs. And then he leans back into the couch and he crosses his arms and he says, fine, consider me off the case.
Camille just puts his head in his hands, a very audible groan.
I can't make him do the case.
Why don't we try explaining why we want or don't want certain things to happen?
Camille, I'm not exactly sure if I see the point in trying to stay on a case in which I am very clearly not entirely wanted by the lead inspector.
There is a look at Camille.
Well, I figure that it's best to get a clear understanding of why, and to make this guy rationalize what he is trying to do here.
Oh no, it is very clear why. It is very clear why. Inspector Tome is not giving me a straight answer. It is because he doesn't know exactly what to think of me, much less what to think of me on the case. Is that it?
Tome is glaring at you. This isn't even hidden. Oh, this is exactly what he didn't like, was that you just read him like that. You just picked him apart so easily. And, carrying that nat 20 before, you did exactly what he didn't want you to do.
Camille internally is just like, is this how Leo feels? How does Leo handle this? It's just like, why don't we have Tome say things himself?
Oh, no, I don't see why that's quite needed. I think Detective Azumi got everything quite clear.
Oh, yes.
Or at least that's what he's assuming, and that's what he's going to continue to assume. Tome has sit back, arms crossed.
What I can clearly see when I'm not wanted, Azumi's going to start to stand up. I'm not an idiot. And he's going to start to leave.
You say that in Tome's... I know it wasn't directed at him, but Tome just handed me stiffening.
And Camille, he actually does reach out, but he stops himself at the last moment because he remembers the last time he tried that with the professor, and no, that was not a good idea. And he's just, Cheryl, come on, wait.
I do not. It's fine, Camille. Oh boy, that sure was a line you just gave me. Okay, give me a second.
Terrifying.
Let me try to gather myself.
Take a deep breath. We really did put the medium high angst on this. We are 27 minutes in.
Yeah, medium was me lowballing this in case everything went fine. High was me being realistic.
Yeah. Azumi stops mid-step when you call out to him, and he just says, "It's fine, Camille. Like I said, I know when I'm not wanted, and at this point, I am quite used to it." And he's still going towards the door.
Tome stands up. That is... Tome stands up. Okay, stop right there. No. Look at the kid. No, you're not leaving the kid like that.
Who are you to say that?
I am Private Investigator Grim Tome, and I care about this kid enough that I am willing to consider letting you on my case because he thinks good enough about you. So don't you dare say that you are not wanted when this kid cares more about you than I've seen this kid care about anyone. So don't you dare act like nobody cares about you in front of me.
So you just admit to me that the only reason you are considering me on this case is because of Camille Christie, and not for your own sake.
Tome runs a hand through his head. This is what I cannot do.
Can we please just calm down for 2? Camille, do you really? Okay, yeah. Camille is just, he's just sitting there, and he's just like, can we please just calm down for 2 fucking seconds here?
Curse word! There's this moment of all the anger just becoming exasperation for about 5 seconds.
No, you don't get your curse word because you're not acting mature. You're both just using each other to feed off of your own self-worth issues. Can we stop doing this for like 2 seconds?
I don't. Tome's not looking at you.
Oh, don't even try to pretend that you don't.
Hey, what? You just...
Listen, I know that emotions can be hard to navigate. Believe me, I know. But I know that you're both very strong and capable people. I know that you are able to handle this maturely. So please just sit down and try to actually listen to what the other is saying.
And, oh, hang on, roommates.
Man,
I'm taking
these
deep breaths.
two.
I'm taking deep. I did not expect that amount of anger to come from Tome.
God.
I'm shaking.
Good?
Yeah, Azumi.
Yeah. You go.
Okay, Azumi just. He stands there and he huffs because he still doesn't feel like he's wanted on this case.
Tome.
Just lets out a frustrated huff and he sighs and he says, "Fine."
Thank you.
Fine.
Thank you.
Can I at least stand a pace?
If it makes you feel better.
It does. Which Tome is handing me he would stand and like rock on his heels or pace or something so that he doesn't lunge across the couch at Azumi or anything.
Azumi just sits back down.
I know that you two didn't exactly get off to a good start. And I'm sorry for that, but you really shouldn't blame each other for it or blame yourselves. It was kind of my whole idea to start with.
Tome looks away because, fun fact, he was not blaming himself for this one. And he wasn't quite blaming Azumi either.
I'm sorry that I forced you both into that in the first place.
You've apologized enough, little detective. What? You were only trying to help me.
Didn't want you running off into the same situation that got me and the people I care about hurt.
Tome's just handing me, he wants to go, I would have been fine, but he knows he can't say that or else he'll get throttled by the kid right there in front of Azumi. So he is just very much biting his cheek.
I do mean it when I say that Izumi is... Well, he wouldn't say Izumi. He would still be using Shiro. I mean it when I say that Shiro is one of the most capable, strongest detectives I know.
And I'm not... You go.
And I know that trusting people can be hard, especially for you, but...
A look.
A raised eyebrow. But...
A look.
I would trust Shiro with my life, and I already have.
Tome crosses his arms and leans against the wall. I am not at all questioning Detective. Can I insight that?
I
Hi.
see your stupid fucking deception.
I know what that number means. I know what that number means. Can I insight that?
Yeah, go for it. Because it is a low
Yeah.
roll. It is potentially beatable.
Oh, Tome.
Tome.
I'm sorry, Tome. Camille, you say that you trust Azumi with your life and that you already have, and for some reason he shrinks back.
You know, I'm really glad Tome did not see that, actually.
Would that
saving us.
Would that have made Tome go feral?
That may have made Tome go a little feral again.
God. And Camille kind of looks over at Azumi and just kind of whispers very quietly, like, sorry, did I go too far?
Azumi just shakes his head.
Tome not really having witnessed most of that. Because that's a nat 1. He doesn't see either of that. I don't care if that's insight instead of perception. I do not, for one moment, question Detective Azumi's capabilities as a detective. Even before I met him, I knew of him for this and what he was capable of. I do not, for even the smallest bit, think that he isn't capable of being on a case. That is not what I'm worried about.
And what are you worried about, Tome?
Tome doesn't want to answer that. Even to you, who you know he tries to do his best to trust you.
Would you say with his earlier nat 20, that Azumi would already know?
I'm gonna say only because you got that nat 20 right before he got upset about you reading him. So he's picked up on it's because Azumi he doesn't like that Azumi is reading him so easily. It's not as much of I don't want him on the case as much as I don't like how easily he's picking me apart. It's very much his personal conflict and self-doubt problems are what's stopping Azumi from on the case. Not even the case itself anymore. It's really his. It's like Camille said earlier, their self-hatred and they just feeding off each other and all that.
It's because I'm too good.
Tome is giving me sort of wanting to glare at Azumi and glare at the ground. So very much
just shoots a deep sigh.
Very much shoots Azumi a glance, which all but confirms it before he just stares at the ground. And you can see he's starting to get that kind of like stillness he does when he's contemplating leaving.
Okay, no, I don't think we're gonna pull out that line because that would make someone's issues a whole lot worse, actually.
Oh no.
Camille was gonna point out the fact that, hey, if you want to continue being in my life, you're both probably going to have to see each other again at some point, so I would really like it if you were on better terms, case or no case.
That's gonna make both of your issues kick in.
Yeah!
They're both having trouble.
So he's not gonna say that.
Yeah, I think that makes both of them break a little.
But he very quickly sets that aside and just says, like, Tom, I know it can be hard to be perceived and to have stuff that you don't want brought up found out. But the truth is, you are probably going to be seeing him again, and he's going to be seeing you again. So, besides, wouldn't that be kind of a good first step to, getting better?
Oh, you say that, and Tome winces and looks away. Hmm. Hmm. You say that. Oh. There's the guilt. At him not doing better. He's realizing that this really is him not doing better, is it? There's a quiet sigh. Detective Azumi, would you want to be on my case in the first place? Because the kid very much dragged you into this, and I will not have your involvement if you don't actually want to be involved.
I would like to ensure Detective Camille's safety.
I promise you, I have no intention of him going anywhere near the dangerous parts of this case. And he gives Camille a look like, no, we're not arguing on this.
But do you have someone to look after you when you do go on the dangerous parts?
I have discussed with Detective Moria my case somewhat. He's looking away. It was not a lot.
Tom, that is not a direct answer.
I can't hold the line back. Camille, I've told you it will be fine. I have this case handled. But I'm getting others' opinions like you asked. And like Pritchett, I'm getting other people involved somewhat, okay? It's fine. No, I'm starting to realize his calm, serious part's starting to crack, isn't it? Okay. Okay, Tom. I'm gonna make a whiz check to see how he's doing. How we doing right now, Tom? How we doing?
Oh boy.
He's doing okay. He's doing okay. Yeah.
That's out of sight. Like, how?
I don't believe you're answering honestly for yourself. This has all been in Camille's best interest. And what about you, Inspector?
Tone, we're
Azumi, you
doing better.
fucking hypocrite.
Tone, we're doing better. We cannot answer it like that. Tone, we're doing better. We cannot answer it like that. I have my head in my hands right now. Because the line Tome is trying to get me to say is I would be best off if I was on this case alone. And Tome, my beloved, we're doing better.
Oh, and then Azumi can say something very bluntly.
Tome is allowed. Me trying to decide if Tome would actually say that. Because
Please
he
roll
is.
for it.
I'm gonna roll a whiz save.
Because, yeah, like Noodle said, sometimes characters do take a step back. Okay.
He doesn't say it yet.
Mm-hmm.
But you can tell, I will say, you can tell he starts to consider saying something before he looks at you and looks away and holds his tongue.
Alright, insight time.
Insight time.
Alright.
Yeah, Camille's actually running insight on the both of you.
Oh.
That's a 15.
Well, I was gonna roll insight on our
Do it.
man. If I can type.
I guess I can roll insight on the other. We all roll insight on each other.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Camille is too busy just a little. He is starting to get pissed himself.
Yeah. Azumi just is trying to get a straight answer.
Tome is
From
very not wanting to give you that.
for Camille, Azumi just wants a straight answer of whether or not Tome wants him on the case. Tome, again, I once again hold up the fact that he doesn't believe that you don't hate him. And he's trying to get a straight answer, not only for if he wants you on the case, but if you do hate him. He wants you to be honest.
Camille, you get that Tome is starting to, because that's lower than your normal. You get that Tome is very much starting to. I'm gonna be honest. You can't really tell exactly what he's feeling, but you're recognizing the behavior as he's very much questioning his behavior and his actions. He's very much starting to do what he did before he got intervention, which is very much that backing off when people start to help him. Azumi, with that 26, delicious. You pick up. He is very much not. He has an answer, but he knows the kid doesn't want to hear it, and he knows that you can see in the way he looks away the guilt. The answer he was going to give you when you asked what he thought was best for him is not doing better. He knows he's having a regression from his healing arc.
If you continue on this path, you will die stupid. Let's try not to do that, shall we?
Tome is just looking at you. He's not even giving me a specific motion. He's just looking at you. I have no intent of dying.
Intention or not, the decisions you make will determine whether or not you are in any danger of dying. Intention or not, you still run the risk of putting your life on the line. Intention or not, you could die at any given moment. So,
Hey, I'm sorry. He was doing really good. I promise he was doing good. And that's exactly why I don't plan on risking people on this case.
Can we please stop doing this?
I can't. The detective, I'm sorry. Perhaps it is best I go.
God, Moon.
don't
Listen.
try to lie to me next time, won't you? And he stands up and starts to leave.
You know, Detective Azumi, I do want to leave, before you leave. Fix one correction, because this has been bothering me since I found out about it.
What?
I do not hate you. If
Don't
I
make
hated
me
you...
laugh.
No, if I hated you, I would have made that clear. There is only one person in this entire world who I hate. And even then, I don't know if I hate her some days. So let me tell you this. I do not hate you. And I would like it if you do not just assume that I am just to hate someone because they are trying to help me. No, Azumi, I do not hate you. Please do not mistake how I feel about you as hatred, when all I have ever... You're not gonna listen to me anyways, are you?
I can hear dice rolling.
We all
I
can hear the
said
dice rolling.
12 and only
sweating.
12.
God.
And he actually looks surprised at you. And he just
Tome
says,
is surprised you just listened. There's a notable widening of his eyes.
You don't.
Look what happens when we talk. Please, just... Can we please just put the chess aside for one moment and be a little honest with each other?
You don't hate me?
No. God, the kid. You really did not believe the kid? No, I do not hate you, Detective Azumi.
After everything I've done to you, after prying into your own case, you don't hate me? What the hell is wrong with you?
Oh, there's a point. Before Tome... Okay, Tome. Wow. Huh. You're taking this pretty well. He takes in a deep breath. And surprisingly, when you lash out about this, it doesn't make Tome. Maybe it's because your anger is focused on him rather than the kid, who knows. But he just takes a deep breath. Maybe I can be stupid sometimes. That would not be out of character for me. But if I was to hate you for prying into my case, I would have to hate the person who originally set me on the case. I'd have to hate the little detective here. I have to hate a lot of people. You expect me to hate a detective for doing what a detective does.
Maybe you
You expect me
should.
to... There's just a laugh. Well, I don't do what I should most of the time.
And Camille's getting up and moving over and kind of very slowly reaches out to tug on Azumi's sleeve. If Azumi will allow it.
He doesn't react.
Tone.
Hero, do you need a moment?
I can step away if needed. I'm sorry, I did not mean to upset you this much. I should not have let my own emotions regarding my case influence others.
It's fine. No, you're rolling that at disadvantage, buddy.
Yeah. Are you sure? 'Cause...
Oh, okay! Disadvantage sure did pull through.
Okay.
Both of us moving to roll insight instantly.
No. Okay, it's fine. Camille does have him in... Oh.
I argue advantage for our little baby bro.
Okay, 18.
Oh yeah, he is lying through his teeth. He is not fine.
And there's another little tug on the sleeve, like,
Camille.
Chiro.
I really should go and make sure that I didn't mess up my line art. And he doesn't leave the building.
Okay.
Instead, he heads further into it, allowing Azumi space.
Do you want a moment alone, Chiro?
It's fine.
Not fine. Just demanded that someone should hate you. You good?
Sorry, I am definitely feeling...
Yeah, we could hear. Yeah, I'm a little worried.
I'm definitely feeling it. Give me a second.
Yeah, take your time, beloved.
Yeah, take your time.
Woo!
short little... You got it? Okay.
Yeah, I'm good. Alright, I'm good.
You just demanded that someone should hate you. I don't think that you are someone that should be hated.
Not you too.
Camille lets out a small sigh, like, Shiro, you know I can't hate you.
Hey, I gently grab you two, and I gently nudge you to the gallery for about 5 seconds. I just realized something.
Oh, okay. Um...
Yeah, and Camille just does a little sigh, like, Shiro, you know that I can't hate you at this point. You doing your best.
You call that my best?
We all get mad and make stupid decisions sometimes, and I mean, it's probably rushing you both into this before you're ready for it. Being good isn't about not making mistakes. And honestly, good is kind of a strange concept, but it's not about completely avoiding mistakes and being a perfect person. It's about trying to make better decisions and trying to get better and learn. And honestly, you have been doing that. I sigh and look at the whiz saves. Dear God, am I glad that he's a Clash Star.
Yeah.
Even if you don't feel like a good person, you're still a person. You still deserve good things. The actions that you've been taking have been attempts to improve yourself and be better. That means something, Shiro.
Oh, you sure did say something, huh?
Yeah, I hold up, Camille. Sometimes the Justice Arcanas need to talk.
Yeah, you sure did say that he's still a good person. He's still a person who deserves good things, and oh boy, every bit of like anger and rage that he had left just seems to be ripped away from him, and suddenly he looks very small, and he doesn't meet your gaze.
And Camille is holding out his hand in case Azumi wants to take it, but he's not going in to grab it if Azumi doesn't want it. And he's just, but you, the reason why I tried to have you two talk was because, is not because of the case, though it would be nice for Tom to have more people. You both deserve better than to keep up this dance that you've been doing, where someone says something and the other interprets it in the worst possible way. It's unfair to the both of you. And it's fine if neither of you want to talk ever again, but I hope that you two can at least come away from this without such a toxic mindset. Is thinking that someone hates you when they don't, and cutting that tie can really, really hurt you in the long run. Yeah, I realized halfway through that sentence exactly what Camille was thinking of.
Yeah. Ouch. Continue, beloved. I'm just gonna be here dying.
Yeah, and he's just, you both deserve better than that.
As the baby's doing something in the background, I don't know what he's doing.
The baby is living life much better than any of these three are right now.
Yeah. As Azumi just, he hasn't moved to grab your hand, but he isn't pushing you away.
Camille is fine with that. He's just, so that's what I had to say. I can.
Isn't this exactly what I deserve, though?
People. Nobody deserves to suffer, Shiro. Doesn't matter what you did. Nobody deserves that. You are still a person. And the idea that someone needs to suffer to get better, or like they have to hit some threshold of punishment or horrible things happening to them to earn something good, that's not justice. That's not how things should work. People deserve good things because they are people. And if you don't have something yeah. If you don't have something to fight for, then what's the use in trying to become a better person?
Man.
Sometimes Camille does let his wisdom show, but only sometimes.
Only sometimes.
Wow. I'm both glad and upset Tome is not hearing any of this.
Don't worry. Camille can check in on Tome sometime soon. And yeah,
focus on Azumi for now.
for now, Azumi he's just, do you want me to make you some tea?
Boy, that sure is a line.
Uh-oh.
I'm just gonna base this off your passive insight because I don't think he would have been able to get it without it. But as I try to gather myself, God.
Take your time,
so
beloved.
valid. Take your time, but we got 30 more minutes until we. No, we're good. We got plenty of time. We are vibing.
Yeah.
This is giving Tome time to hand me what he's processing.
Mm-hmm.
And Azumi, you see this look in Azumi's face. And for some reason, you see not somebody who recently turned 21, but behind those eyes, you just see a small, scared little boy. And he looks like he's about to say something, but he doesn't say it. And then he just... I don't know what I want. No, it's not... I know what I want now. And he leans forward and puts his face in his hands. His elbows resting on his knees, and he runs his hands through his hair, and, well, he definitely knows now what he wants. Which makes saying it all the more difficult.
Yeah, Camille's kind of... He's reaching a hand out, but again, he's not going to go for it unless Azumi gives an indication that it's okay. As he's
stopping him?
to slowly place a very gentle hand on Azumi's shoulder. What do you want?
He takes a deep breath. And he says, I think it's time I go back to Yedo.
Man, the emotions Camille is handing me. Because he knew this was going to happen eventually, but also it's like how you know a dream is supposed to end, but you want to hang on to it for just a little bit longer as you're waking up. And Camille just lets out a very soft sigh and takes a deep breath and is just, do you still want me to come along with you?
If you still want to.
And he gives you a little nod, like I do.
And he nods. And he says, and I'd want you there.
And Camille nods like, and nothing's going to stop me from going along with you. And
man, he sure did admit to that.
yeah. And Camille lets out another shaky breath as he's just, I'll go make some tea. I know I could probably use a cup, and, you want one?
Why not?
Camille nods, and he shifts on over to the kitchen, and probably takes a moment to root through the pantries, because, a lot of the groceries and stuff is no longer there. But does pull out some tea and start boiling some water. And it's just, I'm go check on Tome. Is that okay?
Alright.
And Camille's going to do a very quick insight to make sure that it is indeed an alright, and not a I'm going to say alright, but I'm going to silently have a crisis about you leaving while you're gone. And that's a 25.
Yeah, no, Azumi's just kind of like, he is alright. He is just taking a moment to try and, like, process what exactly he is feeling. Because, boy, it sure is a lot.
Yeah, which is
Tome
probably
Azumi.
why Camille is leaving him for now, because, like, yeah, this is something that he can't really help with, as he's just, I'll be back in a bit, okay?
Alright.
And he shifts on and steps further into the apartment to find Tome.
So, I mentioned in the gallery, I figured out why Tome was so calm.
Yeah?
Because the moment he stepped away, he handed me, you know that thing where something really bad happens and I believe you said it was an ADHD thing, where something really, really
Crisis
bad
mode.
happens and you just kind of go into this really calm mode and then process everything right after it?
Yeah, is that what happened?
He's been giving me panic attack.
Oh no!
Yeah, because every time I go to check on him, it's not even like a full, like, it's just that very shallow breathing as like tears stream down your face as you try to process what just happened. Because once he stepped away, once he handled the situation, everything hit at once. Everything from this whole FPS up to that point hit. Him snapping over the kid, him regressing, him having someone thinking that he hated them when he didn't. Everything hit in one single moment. And he just found himself on the ground, trying to breathe.
Man. So, I guess Camille walks into that.
I think, because he's been doing better the longer we've been away, because I hate to say it, he's kind of used to his panics being dealt with alone. Oh. He's kind of used to, so he's calmed down a lot, but he's very much, I don't even know if he's crying anymore, but he's very much, he handed me, his design is having trouble staying focused. Which you can't shift around Camille, which is the only reason it is not shifting.
Yeah.
But his eyes are definitely very grayed out. I don't even know, he found whatever empty room he could that he didn't feel like he was invading the space of.
Yeah, there is the bathroom, always a prime spot for breakdowns.
Yeah.
And there's also what was Camille's bedroom.
He does that, or he even just gets around the corner of a hall. And it's very much...
The hall is not that big. It's a pretty small apartment.
Either way, bathroom or... Either way. He's in a room. And he's just very leaned up against... I'm going to be honest, I'm probably going to say bathroom just because tiny space. Against the counter, sitting there, knees to chest, staring forward with those gray eyes, taking in very slow, deep breaths. And there's little streaks on his face where he was crying, but he seems to have calmed down some. And I'm gonna make a whiz save to see how he's doing.
Oh boy.
He's
not good, I would think.
Not good at all.
Yeah, Camille, the moment he sets eyes on Tome, he is just, shit. Oh boy. And...
And I'm gonna roll one other thing. Oh, insight, please.
No! Because he's an inquisitive rogue, his min to tell if someone is lying is an 18, so...
Okay.
So he can go with that.
We'll go with that. Tome gets... It's very practiced. Oh, is he used to having to recover after panics and breakdowns? But a big smile. Little detective! Is Detective Azumi feeling any better?
He's, processing some things right now, but I did talk to him. But you're not really in a situation to be worrying about other people right now, Tome.
No. I'm quite fine.
Please don't
I hope I didn't upset him too much.
like that.
What do you say?
Please don't lie to my face like that.
Tone flinches, looks away. Really, little detective, it's fine. I'm simply processing the events which took place today.
If you need to let your emotions out, that's fine, and I can leave you to process. But if you want someone to talk to you or to help, I'm here, okay?
I'm not gonna bother you with my emotions, little detective.
Do not worry about my emotions right now.
Tome is handing me one in the cup Camille's face very gently with one hand.
And Camille's not gonna fight back, but he is going to look at you like, Tome, you're the one who's currently having a panic attack.
It's fine. No, I'm not. No.
I know how to recognize those. I've seen enough.
It's fine, little detective. I do think it's probably best to leave, though. I really did upset Detective Azumi. I really should have behaved better around him. You're right, I am the adult here, and I sure have not been acting like it.
I'm sorry for being so harsh earlier. Just sit down and stop fretting about other people for 2 seconds and focus on yourself, okay? I know that it can be hard to talk to people, and it can really suck if they find out things about you that you don't want them to find out. But don't have to be dealing with this alone anymore, Tome.
There's these soft little tears. I don't want either of you hurt on this case. Detective Azumi was quite wrong. If I hated him, I would let him on the case in a second, because I wouldn't care what happened to him. But I don't hate him. And if something were to happen to him, I don't know. If something were to happen to either of you on this case, I am doing what you asked. I am letting other people help me. But you cannot expect me to be happy or willing to do this when there is no way but to feel like someone leading innocent people to, like Azumi said, a possible death.
And
So
how do you think that we
Ego.
feel? How do you think we feel when we're forced to watch you off into dangerous situations? And I think we would feel if you didn't come back, Tom. To be helpless as you go out and get hurt in things that were completely avoidable. Do you really think we would just sit back and let that happen?
Tom stares down at the ground. I don't
Tom,
know.
I told you before that. And I ran off alone because I felt like I was the best person equipped to handle that situation. It resulted in me being in the hospital for a month. And worse than that, it resulted in people I care about dearly getting very hurt. Some of them some of them could have really been permanently hurt or have died because I didn't trust them or let them in from the start. I'm not going to sit idly by and let you do something so dangerous.
1 second.
Uh-oh.
Because I think Tome finally broke.
God.
1 second, let me...
Well, if he does let that show, I do hold up a boy who can relate. Okay, I place my hand on your shoulders. That is what I'm pretty sure Camille has said something along those lines earlier, so I think you're free to do that. Yeah.
Okay, because Tome handed me that line and I went, oh, Tome, okay. Tome honestly just gives you a really sad laugh. It's not that I'm the best equipped detective. It's just I'm the only one I can risk.
And Camille just lets out a deep sigh, and he very gently baps your cheek with his hand.
There's a small laugh.
As he's just, okay, Tome, can I be honest with you for a second?
Go ahead, little detective.
That is incredibly, unbelievably stupid. Coming from someone who thought the same thing not too long ago. Whether or not you let us in, we will be putting ourselves at risk. Because if you run off, we're going to follow. And it would be better if we knew what to look out for than to rush in blindly.
You sound exactly like Rich. I really don't listen, do I?
I mean, healing is kind of a process, Tom. It's not a straight arc. It's complicated and it has its ups and downs and good days and bad. I know I'm getting better about some things, but I know too that it is a process. And sometimes I do fall back a bit. But that doesn't mean that you should just give up. It can be hard, but if you keep moving forward and if you have people there to stop you from falling too far, you will make it one day.
Tome is really quiet as he stares down. And I'm looking at the time.
Yeah.
So I can very much start to wrap this up if needed.
Yeah, Camille places a hand on your shoulder like it's only a lost cause if you let it be. And besides, I don't think you need to worry about Azumi being on the case. Or I don't think you need to worry about Shiro being on the case.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh. Huh. That's really funny because the thing I was going to have wrap up is Toonkind and he was willing to admit he wanted to zoom me on the case. So this is a very interesting turn of events. We finally get Tome willing and Camille. Oh, okay. No, this is fine.
Well, to be fair, you don't know how long Azumi's staying in Yedo.
Yeah, he does not know how Zumi just reacted and all that.
Yeah. But meanwhile, Camille knows that Azumi just made the decision to go back to Yedo, and Camille doesn't think he's going to be coming back.
Tome is quiet, and he looks at you in a bit of surprise. I really did scare him off then.
No, it's not that. There's something that there's something that Shiro has been meaning to do for a while, and decided that he's going to be doing it soon. So, I mean, if you want him to, you can have him help on the case for a bit before he goes.
Tome nods. I think I finally have an answer for him.
He nods.
Tome's gonna you go.
He does reach out a hand, though it's not like he can pull Tome up.
You say that. Tome is run by rule of funny. Make me a strength.
You want my boy to make a strength.
Do it. Yeah, it works. You pull Tome up, and it's not as dramatic as with the others, but yeah, you're able to pick Tome up.
He probably has to put
himself up.
all of his 10 pounds into it.
Yeah, and you just see that happens, and Tome just lets out the most quiet sigh. Rule of funny, this is not the moment to be kicking in.
It's telling you that we should lighten up a bit.
There's a laugh. All right. And he wipes his eyes and takes a moment to take in a deep breath before he starts to head out to where he believes, to wherever Detective Azumi is, so that we can wrap this up so we can finish on time.
Azumi's still on the couch.
How's Azumi do?
Did you give him the tea?
He set the stuff to boil, but since water takes a while, he figured he would check in on Tome.
Alright. Well, whether or not he has the tea, Azumi looks... He's got a very far away look, in his eyes, and he's not looking down the hallway where you two just came from. He's looking off to the side, and one hand is over where his heart would be.
Tome knows that feeling.
Can Camille do an insight?
Yeah, can they both insight?
Yeah.
Because I don't think... Did Camille know about where the, wound is?
Oh, Tome doesn't know that. Oh, Tome thinks it's the other.
No,
Camille.
please. Please stop.
I argue advantage, because... Okay.
Okay, 22.
Alright, with it 17, okay, let me figure out how to put this together. Hey, Tome? Have you heard of phantom pains?
Oh, Tome knows a lot about those. Looks at the point of, okay, correction, not quite phantom pains, but he very much knows old things, feeling the pain of it.
Yeah, the kind of look Azumi has on his face is kind of, like he just spent a moment trying to psych himself out of a phantom pain. Camille, you know very well that Azumi died at some point.
Yeah.
And I think you know he was shot?
It's been a while, but they were in the hospital for a while, so you can probably just say they talked about it at some point.
Yeah, I don't think Azumi said outright where he was shot. But considering the fact that you also pick up on the fact that he had been experiencing a phantom pain, you realize that, oh, he was shot through the heart purposefully.
Yeah, Camille kind of just stills for a moment. Or he moves back over to the stove and pours 3 cups of tea and puts just a little bit of honey in each of them before he picks up 2 of them and walks back over to the couch and hands one to Tome and hands one to Azumi.
And he does kind of like snap out of whatever daze he was in, and he does take it with a small thank you.
Tome actually sits down on the same side of the couch he did before as he stares at the tea. He doesn't quite drink it, but that's also because he's used to coffee.
Yeah, it's fine.
You and Azumi both.
Both of them going, oh, I could really go for coffee right now.
You are
Wait,
getting
Tome says that. Tome says that out loud. Actually, there's just this really long sigh of, oh, I could have gone for coffee.
Well, tea is generally better for these sorts of situations. It's comforting. And he goes off to grab his own cup. And
Tome gives a small
once
laugh.
again,
That it is.
sits between the both of them. And he does give Azumi a glance as if trying to silently ask if Azumi is alright.
He just gives a nod, and you can tell that this is him being honest. Like, he's fine now. Just too many thoughts at once, and this is helping.
Yeah, Camille gives a little nod. He also understands and is just. He pauses for a moment to drink some tea and is just like, again, sorry for pushing you both into a conversation you weren't ready for.
Be honest, kid. We know me. I'm never ready for conversations. And he takes a slow
That
sip
is
of his
true.
tea. You don't have to agree so quickly.
And Azumi does kind of like chuckle a little bit before he also takes a sip.
Tome doesn't actually get mad at you this time for chuckling. There's just a soft, sad smile as he takes another sip of his tea. You sense that a lot of that anger he had towards you has dissipated. Tome is just standing me sitting in silence for a bit. He does not want to bring up the case just yet.
Oh, that's too bad.
He will bring it.
Because Azumi wants to.
Okay, bring it up, Azumi.
And he says, I don't think you'll have to worry about me on the case regardless.
There's a nod as Tome looks away. Well, I do hope you take care of yourself, okay? I don't want anything to happen to you, Detective Azumi. I know I was bad at showing it, as the kid has pointed out to me, but... Okay, honesty is important. He doesn't say that out loud, but I'm... that's what he's thinking. I didn't want you on the case because I didn't want you to get hurt. So, don't get hurt while you're off the case either. I didn't hate you, Detective Azumi, and I'm sorry I made you feel that way.
No, you're not saying that. You're doing better.
And
Me with Tome earlier.
Yeah, and Camille is kind of just. He does kind of look at Tome as if silently. Because Tome did say he was fine with Azumi helping until he left earlier, so he's looking at Tome, wondering if it's okay to bring that up.
There's a small nod as Tome just focuses on his tea.
And Camille nods, like, and, well, Tone did say he wasn't against you, helping out before you go.
He
Can look over the case file with us, maybe?
He actually raises a brow at that, and he does look genuinely surprised still. And he kind of just looks at Tome like he's still not sure if that's okay.
Tome looks up at you and he places the tea down and he looks at you very genuinely. No insight, no deception. Detective Azumi, your help would be needed and appreciated on the case. And honestly, I do need help. I can't do this alone anymore. It's been 5 years and I haven't gotten anywhere. I need help. All I ask is one thing if you do get involved, which is don't let yourself get hurt.
And he... God, your sense of humor is very bad. And he... As he kind of looks down, and back at his tea, and he has a smile. It's a very small smile, and he says, I think I can handle that to the best of my abilities. And he sips his tea.
I don't like the way he said that, but okay. Tome gives a nod and a quiet sigh. And then to lighten things up slightly, there is a pause before he goes, you know, you really gotta be stopping right, little detective.
Camille snorts.
Oh, don't laugh.
Oh, I do my best to be right.
I know you do.
He's a detective. He has to be.
He's definitely one of the smartest I know. And based on what I know, what he's told of me, so are you, Detective Azumi. So, and he gives them both a little lighthearted look. Don't make me look too bad on my own case.
Oh, promises.
Oh, Zumi was about to say the exact same thing.
Please tell me the exact moment.
They just say it in sync.
No promises.
They say that both, and Tome just gives the most deadpan look. Oh, Moon, I'm about to be outshowed by two younger detectives. Oh, this is it, isn't it? The end of my character arc. And two younger detectives come along and take my... That's it. This is quite sad, actually. No. That's this. Might as well start planning for retirement at this rate. I'm gonna grow a beard. I'm gonna grow a beard at this point. My hair's gonna grow white. I can already see it. My design change is coming.
Awful.
Oh, tell me,
Terrible.
tell me, Camille, where's the white streak starting? Is it in the hair or is it in the beard?
You
Gosh.
are unbelievable.
There's a smile on Tome's face, and for the first time around you, Zumi, he seems relaxed.
Gosh, Camille just handed me pointing to somewhere on the center of Tom's beard, like, yeah, I actually see some right here.
Wait, what? And Tome sits up.
As Tome looks down, he does do the thing where you, like, flick your finger up into someone's nose.
Little detective!
You walked right into that one.
Oh, okay,
kind of
I
did.
understand. Pick on the poor old detective. Oh, pick on... You guys gonna feel bad about this one day. One day you're gonna just feel so bad about picking on me.
Well, yes, that will come later, but what else are we supposed to do in the meantime? Pick on the 6-year-old?
I'm 7 now.
The
Tome is
7-year-old.
giving you both a look. But it's very lighthearted and there's a smile on his face.
And that's probably a good place to end it, huh?
Yeah, they ended on good... We're all surprised here.
Yeah. I guess they just had to yell at each other a bit, have a breakdown, have Camille talk to them, and then things are fine.
Yeah.
I mean,
sure.
I guess they really did
Or
have
quote-unquote fine.
Yeah, Tome still isn't allowing anyone on the dangerous parts of his case, except for Moria, who's considering, so I don't... And then just motions to Azumi in general. So I don't think either of them are doing fine.
It's not all fixed, but it's at least better than it was before.
Yeah.
Tome is handing me, at some point before they leave, he does place a hand on Azumi's shoulder and just very politely goes, take care of yourself, okay? And because I'm assuming Tone probably have to leave before Azumi does. And he would put on his hat and coat and go. But he would very much, even if Azumi left first, would make sure that was said.
Oh, God.
Oh?
And Zumi just kind of watching as Tome leaves, and he just says, with a bit of uncertainty, just
1 second.
right.
Oh, man. That hurts, thanks.
Wait, somebody walked in. I missed it. What?
As Tome puts his coat and hat back on and whatnot and leaves, Azumi just kind of watches him and very uncertainly just says, right.
And Camille probably looks over at Izumi and is just like, you wanna stay here for the night?
I think I would prefer that, yes.
And he nods. And please, dear. No!
We look away.
We look away. Yeah, that's enough. And he pulls out his plot device to send a quick message to Leo before putting it away, and is just, well, you wanna order a pizza?
And he laughs. That laughs in character, and he smiles. And he says, why don't I?
And that's probably a good place to end
That's
it.
a good place. That's a good
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
We've gotten our goodbyes and all that. Okay.
So yeah, this sure did
Definitely
air
hit the
the
high
rating.
We definitely got that high angst.
Oh boy.
But yeah, thank you guys for playing with me and embarking with me on this wild ride.
Oh boy.
Hey, you want to know the most impressive part of this entire thing?
What?
We haven't reached 2 hours.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Da, da.
13 more minutes. We could have done it, but no, I'm glad we did it. We did it.
God.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, so thank you all for listening. I hope that you have a good time zone. Bye.
Bye.